Hi, I'm Delit, and I want to share my love of cross stitch with you today. I have two issues of the magazine for the love of cross stitch, and let's just get started looking at the magazine. We'll look at our cover design. And this is a Paula Vaughn design for those of you who are familiar with the designer Paula Vaughn. And this is the premiere issue of For the Love of Cross Stitch. So I think it was for July 1988. The next issue of the magazine is September 1998, and then the following issue, November. So they were doing the issues every other month. And so that's why I think it's July 1988. Here is our table of contents. And I just have a few pictures to give you an idea of the types of projects in the design. Then we have something called Editor's Scrapbook, which has a short letter from the editor, editorial, and some quotes and poems, and also a photograph of the editorial staff. And then in the back of the magazine, they have your general instructions, which also has some stitch diagrams. These are just the basic things that you need to know to do the projects. They also have, um, sorry, on this page they have something called a helping hand, um, where they have tips, and then they have mark your calendar, which had events that were going on, and also just a way for you to communicate with them about events that were going on. And then earlier in the magazine, they have a portrait of a designer. In this one, they have Mary Vincent Bertrand. So this is an article that they actually have. And it continues on the next page along with a recipe. And then there's also a design with the pattern featured in the magazine by that designer. And For the Love of Cross Stitch is a leisure arts magazine, and like the other leisure arts magazine that I shared with you, they have really high quality paper for the magazine, which is very nice. At the back, sort of towards the back of the magazine, they have a design contest, and then they tell you about things coming up in the next issue. And so we'll take a look at a couple of the designs. Um, let's first look at the cover design. I already showed it on the cover, but we'll just look again. And the way that Paula Vaughn does her designs is she paints the picture first, and then the cross-stitch design comes later. And Leisure Arts has full cover, not full cover, full color patterns, which is really nice. The next pattern I want to show you is called Goose Garden. Back in 1988, geese were a very popular way to decorate. It was a very popular theme. And hopefully you saw the way they took little designs from the pattern and made the little rabbits here and the geese here. And on this design, um, they also included recipes, which is unusual in a cross-stitch magazine. And that's like a little quilt pattern that they've used for the pot holder and the jar lid and then the decoration for the baskets. This is the design that Mary Vincent Bertrand, the featured designer, came up with for this magazine issue. And then this design called Bows and Buds is part of a series that they did called Collections, where in separate issues of the magazine, they have designs that like go together and coordinate. So here they're bouquets of flowers. Here's the other design in a different issue of the magazine. And then they have some other really cute designs that I'm not showing you, but really adorable. Some are Christmas or for babies. Um, nice little cute sayings. Smaller projects. The other issue of the magazine is from July 1994, and we'll look at the cover design. And there's an Afghan inside the magazine that just takes part of the design to put on the Afghan. You could do any part of it for a project instead of the whole design, like the rainbow with the clouds. You could, there's a nice verse on here, but you could take that out and make it a verse sampler or put another saying in there. So in this issue, this is just 6 years later, but they moved the editors. Oops, no, they haven't. Here's our um, table of contents, which I almost skipped. And again, those pictures are just a few pictures to give you an idea of the design types of designs in the magazine. This editor scrapbook has a short editorial and a lot of room for letters from the readers. The picture at the bottom was for someone who had opened their own frame shop to show the kind of work that she did. Here's the Afghan based on the design in the front, the cover design. I thought those were really bright, pretty flowers. And then we have our designer feature, which is a lady named Barbara Core. And on this side, you'll see the design that is featured in this magazine. My mother would love that bouquet of roses. It's just beautiful. Um, then the next design I'm going to show you is from the collections feature of the magazine with the coordinating designs that are featured in other issues of the magazine. This one is radishes. And I'll show you the designs at the bottom that coordinate with it. So besides the radishes, you have onions and asparagus as well. And then this is the other design I'm going to show you in this magazine, which is seashells. And then there's a few other smaller designs in the rest of the magazine. And they have the section in the back called A Helping Hand, which talks about being organized, and mark your calendar for cross-stitch events going on. Some of it was not cross-stitch, quilt shows and crochet events. And then this is the stitch, kind of instructions section. I hope you enjoyed looking at For the Love of Cross Stitch with me. This second issue, the July '94 issue, did have a little section in the back that showed several issues of the magazine. It doesn't go up past May of '94, but I'll let you have a look at some of the covers. Maybe you have another issue of For the Love of Cross Stitch. Maybe you have every issue. Or maybe you would like to find an issue. You can look at your yard sales and thrift stores and online. And it's really a nice little magazine. Not a ton of designs like some of the other magazines. But like I said, it's a nice quality what they do put out. And I always enjoy the articles. So be sure to leave comments for me if you have any about the videos, any of the magazines that I showed or the designs, or if you have any of these, or any comments you just have about cross stitching.